once you're done, just flip your lid and put it under your chair. If you're still working with it.
Hi, I'm Tanya. Do you know what the Holocaust was? If you don't, that's okay, because you'll be learning about it today. If you think I'm talking gibberish, you should probably listen up. The Holocaust was a mass murder of Jews. A mass murder is when a lot of people get murdered in a short period of time. The person who started this was Hitler. You'll learn about him later. The Holocaust occurred during 1939 through 1945. Do you know what happened during the Holocaust? I can tell you all about it. First, Jews were forced out of their homes. They were sent to a very long car ride to the nearest concentration camp. The weak ones went to poison gas rooms. They were told to go shower. Instead, they were shoved in a room with poison gas. The stronger ones went to concentration camps where they would work without enough food to live. Next, I will show you a timeline about the Holocaust. It goes from 1930 to 1939. It shows how the Holocaust became larger and larger. Now, you will learn about Hitler, the person who was responsible for the Holocaust. Hitler was highly judgmental, and he was a dictator. Hitler didn't like Jews because he thought they were the reason Germany was one of the countries who lost World War I. Hitler also didn't like losing. Hitler made a plan. First, he would convince people that Jews were the reason Germany was one of the countries that lost World War I. Then he picked out the Nazi. The Nazi followed Hitler and led Jews to either the poison gas chambers or the concentration camp. They were like Hitler's soldiers. Now, I know what you're going to think. How did the Holocaust end? Hitler had lost his control. Too many people were hurt and people lost trust. Now, there was only one final solution. Hitler committed suicide. He made a poison gas because his plan was failing. After the Holocaust, religions were accepted and memorials were made. World War II was finally over. Many memorials were made. There is one in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, Washington, D.C., and many more. This leads me to my first current event. The Jewish Community Center of Rochester is asking for a public help to identify Holocaust survivors who have moved to Rochester for a fresh start. Members of Rochester are trying to honor Holocaust survivors by giving them a new memorial. Also, the project will include an educational part with survivors' records. This is a great way to honor survivors, Holocaust survivors. I think this is very nice that caring people decided to make a memorial for the Holocaust in Rochester. Holocaust survivors will be very happy to hear this wonderful news. Did you know there are Holocaust survivors here today? They are very brave and strong. This now leads me to my second current event, which is about Ben Feiner, who was a Holocaust survivor. When Ben Feiner was 9 years old, him and his family were forced out of their homes. Luckily, Ben looked older for his age, and he said he was 15 and went to a concentration camp. When Ben got the opportunity, he stole food and gave it to his prisoners. If he got caught, he could get hung. He is so brave. I think Ben Feiner is very strong and brave because he survived the Holocaust. Did you know he never told his kids he was a survivor of the Holocaust? I wonder how his kids must have felt. His family was attacked when he was 9, and he looked old, so he said he was 15, and he was sent to a concentration camp. He was very nice to the prisoners, and got them food, even if he could get hung. That is so brave and strong. This leads me to my third current event. It is about Ava Moses. She is another Holocaust survivor. 80-year-old Eva Moses shares her story with 8th grade students at Valsboro High School. When Ava was 10, her sister Miriam and Ava were separated from their family and taken to a scientist who studied twins. Finally, in 1945, they were rescued by the Soviet Union. This news is very scary because I can't believe this would happen to her and her sister at such a young age. I'm very sorry for having to deal with that. I would not like it if I was persecuted just because I believed in something else. These were the resources that helped me get this done. Without these people helping me, I would not have been able to get this done. My sister, my mom, my dad, Miss Schneider, Miss Labus, and you. As you know, this is coming to an end, and so I'd like you to think we only study about these things and make sure to get the horrid details so we never repeat them again. Thank you.